Of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The first carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. It's Barkley on the counter. Give him 18 yards on that one, and it'll be a 2nd down.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much of an opening there as he's only going to get this to about the 32. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. And the Giants send out their punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. It's a 45-yard punt, then 8 on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10.
Watch him now, Barney! All right, here we go.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
On second down, Elliott. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Back to throw now on first down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. Defense able to get there, swarm to the football. Zilch, 0 nada there for the offense, Charles.
Yeah, it really was an example of good team defense, wasn't it? Everyone handled their responsibilities, and they held them to no gain.
So now at 3rd and 7, and defensively, it's a dime look. 6 DBs.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
They'll drop the throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Martinez. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out, and he is going to need to bomb this one. This will approach NFL record territory. It's a 62-yard attempt, and his kick is indeed good, and the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. And, Charles, when you start talking about NFL kickers that have hit from 62 or further, it's a pretty short list, isn't it?
That it is, but how about the trust by a head coach to even let your kicker try from that range? That's really showing a lot of faith that he can get the job done.
Yeah, faith and guts. The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. That's going to go as a loss of 7, and it'll set him back for second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
They'll run it now out of the gun. The limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. It's caught. Shepard. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. They needed 14. They got 15 here on 3rd down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A 1st down carry for Barkley. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
While we know that the identity of this offense is to throw the ball, they've got to run it every so often, if for no other reason than to tamp down the pass rush. They can't let them just tee off and get to their quarterback.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. Forced out to his left. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. Throwing is Wilson. Over the middle to Beckham. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Here's a give to Barkley. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. There to stop him, Chad Thomas.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
A handoff to Barkley. Oh, he shifts past him. And he's got this down to the 35. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here. Now Saquon Barkley. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Open man right side is Ingram. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a 1st down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
First trip to the red zone for the Giants. 1st and 10 at the 19. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Now Wilson. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Now Wilson. To Barkley on the check down. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
This is 3rd and goal now. 80,000 on their feet here in Arlington. Play clock down to 3, and we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. This is 3rd and goal now. 80,000 on their feet here in Arlington. Now it's Wilson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
A first down carry by Elliott. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, here we go. 3-19! 3-19!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And room there to work it inside the 25. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2.
Lucky 56.
Now back to throw. And that is incomplete.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and give him some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
And his kick is good. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
New York set to take the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now, and I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They begin with a run by Barkley. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. And there on the tackle, Shaq Lawson.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
On 2nd down, Wilson. He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. Now it's Barkley. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
How fun will it be to watch Barkley and Elliott go at it twice a year? Here's 1st and 10. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. The Notre Dame man, Jalen Smith, able to get a hand in and knock it away.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. He finds his target, Beckham. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 16 yards there. 2 straight plays of 16 yards and another 1st down.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up 1st downs.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it with Barkley, and he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his first touchdown on the year. And the Giants have tied it here, and they can take the lead if they hit the PAT. PAT up and good by Rosas. And they take the lead here at 7-6. Rosas now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. They've probably got some adjustments to make because they've moved the football okay at times, but they haven't been able to get anything consistently going, have they?
What you worry about is it almost turns into a basketball game where one team's coming down and hitting threes, and you're coming back and getting twos, and you steadily lose ground. In this situation, you're talking about touchdowns to field goals. They want to put in the end zone and put those sixes on the board.
Yeah, they've been settling. That's why they're down on the scoreboard right now. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Give to Elliott. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I once had a defensive player in the NFL tell me, if I beat and dominate the guy across from me, I'm helping my team. Well, winning one-on-one battles is always a part of the game, but when you have good team defense, as we just saw there, one broken tackle, but he didn't get away because the rest of the guys arrived to put him on the ground.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll look to throw here. Now he steps away. Officially a minute 54 to go in this first half. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout.
All right, here we go. Blue 90! Blue 90!
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. Touchdown, Cowboys! Michael Gallup, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys are in for 6.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
No problem there on the extra point, and that'll make this a 6-point game. This one fielded at the 5. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. They'll get this out to Barkley, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Clock rolling as the Giants will hurry to the line. On 2nd down, here's Wilson. It's caught. Beckham. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Come
Wilson now 9 of 11 passing in this first half. He's got his guys at 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. He dumps it off to Barkley. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. They'll give him a yard on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And down to the 36-yard line here. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now. From the gun, it's Wilson. And Ingram holds it in. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again. To throw is Wilson. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Second and 10 now, Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. And the kick by Rosas is good. So we are at halftime here on Halloween. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. Rosas now to kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And a nice gain at 21 yards. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Chewing up big yardage, another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. The give is to Elliott, and he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Over the middle, complete. That's Martinez. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
3 down. 3 down.
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. And his kick here is good. And that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the 3rd quarter. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. Play action. Now Wilson. Throwing middle, and it's complete. First target, first catch, and a first down.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll run with Barkley. The 20. That one's good for 35 yards on the ground and a first down.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. And he's got his man, Beckham. Touchdown, Giants. Odell Beckham, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Giants have tied it here, and they can take the lead if they hit the PAT. Rosas good with the extra point, and that will put them on top here in the 3rd. Rosas now to kick this one away. This one taken from the 7. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Martinez. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Back to throw. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Throw left side complete. It's Cohen. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Now Wilson on 2nd down. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
They'll run it again with Barkley. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. The Giants on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. It's caught, Shepard. And that one good for 16 yards and a first.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
Now Wilson on 1st down. It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Shepard. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. On the run, it's Barkley. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
So while the offense has had a big day, no one on that side of the ball is excited about seeing a loss like that. Their goal, to make every play positive, and when you have a bad one like that, your next goal is to not let it spiral into more.
Back now in Arlington, and we've got a dandy here. A 1-point game as we begin the 4th. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
14,
And the blitz does come. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. You thought we'd see pressure. You weren't kidding.
Yeah, I thought that they'd be very aggressive in that type of a situation, and that's what they call getting home, because home is where the quarterback is.
And where the heart is.
And that heart just got shattered in 1,000 pieces.
And Rosas puts this one through. And they add on and get a little bit of a cushion. It's 20-16 now. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
All right, here we go.
Looking to throw. Wide open receiver, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
Here we go now.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the 4th quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. The Cowboys on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. He'll drop to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. That's taken on the 25. Now a hit and a loose football.
And that's what friends are for.
As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turned it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. The pitch goes to Barkley. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Let's go get it right here. Come on. Zebra, zebra.
They'll go to Barkley again. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Well, throw on first down with Wilson. Over the middle, he's got his tight end Ingram. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. This is Barkley. Working his way for a gain of 7 to the 26.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Again, it's Barkley. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
They go play action here on first down. Flushed out right. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. A toss out to Barkley, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. The Giants on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 4. And they'll run it here. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, and sometimes that just happens. It is the NFL. They will make some plays against you.
Oh, that is a complete shank. It's no good. Off to the right, and this score will stay right where it is. So it's an empty trip downfield there as they get a missed field goal on 4th down.
And I didn't see anything in the setup. It's a good snap, good hold.
Yep.
He just pushed it, and that one never wanted to come back.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Set. 319. 319. Hot.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that's Elliott, complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Back to throw now on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Landon Collins.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They keep it with Barkley on 1st down. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. And now the Cowboys are going to call another timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Wilson wants to throw it, and he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
The Giants on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 9. Here's Wilson. He may try and run for this. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. Couple of 1st downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. And they'll go on the ground. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And the Giants will kneel it here out of the victory formation. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. And that knee will do it. So they snap the losing streak. Always a good feeling.
Yeah, I don't know if this one right here, when they're taking a knee, is as much exultation as exhalation, right? They just breathe a sigh of relief. Finally got a win. Needed one desperately.
The national